Okay, there we go, Roger. Listen, have an awesome day.
Okay, I'll try again. Can you hear me now? Good, got it. Sorry about that. Chatting away there, and the headphones weren't plugged in. Oh, dear me. Not so cool. Cool. Thank you, Edwin, but not so cool, really. Just now, just hot passing star, just nattering about the rugby and saying it was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. But England next week on Saturday, if they play anything like they did in the cricket against Afghanistan, Box shouldn't have much of a problem with them. Just say, the Cricket World Cup, they got beaten by Afghanistan, which I think is almost unheard of. Anyway, moving along, it's 9:30. Don't forget, you can, just a second, let the people in here. You can, as always, as the other guys have done, interact live chat or, yeah, true. Well, Fiji's a little blot on the map, so you should be able to beat them. And half the good ones are playing somewhere else, often Japan, because of the money. But anyway, so yeah, I can always unmute, chit chat, and hopefully we can find something worth trading. Okay, well, I've got this one up because it was sent out. I think going into the coming week, we don't want to be selling the Swiss franc. We want to be on the long side of it. And I'm waiting for decent entries on the pound, Aussie, and the euro. I won't be going the Canadian or the US dollar route because they're reasonably strong as well. But it looks like Swiss franc, I thought, sorry, the New Zealand dollar has had a bit of a jump. They had elections there. And the guy called Luxon, Luxon, from the centre right was actually voting for the lefty. So I had a bit of a jump on the dollar, New Zealand dollar. Anyway, that being as it may, even though had a bit of a jump, I still think the Swiss franc will come to the party, and I'm looking to short it. Okay, that's on the 15 minutes, tells you absolutely sod all. It's a bit of resistance there, or support if you want to short it. We got the stop loss up here somewhere above the 100-day in case it does move a bit further up, and the TP down here somewhere. Anyway, you got it on your mailbox, and if you like the trading, do it. It's a couple of pips higher than the actual trade sent out, so not much in it, but it's a slightly better price. So if you like it, well, go in at market. If you don't, well, don't go in. Look at the 4-hour for you, just to back up. That's what I was thinking. 4-hour seems to be holding nicely, and what's the weekly say? Also holding fairly nicely there, and again a bit of support there. So bottom line is, New Zealand is not terrible, but it's still a middleweight, if you like, and the Swiss franc is probably our strongest currency, more than the dollar, and certainly the most stable. So hopefully that will get better. It is a better price now. If you want to wait for a better price, up to you. But if you want to go now, don't put a sell stop in. That's what I'm asking. Go in at market. It's a better price. Okay, there you are. You've all got the figures. You know what to do. We had a couple of trades out. Keep an eye on Disney, guys. Probably tomorrow we'll be looking at it. Maybe a short, possibly on Disney. There's a share we can look at. We're thinking maybe looking at tomorrow or the day. We had a couple out. NZD USD. was a short at 59.45. Don't know anyone got to that price. But I don't think it made it there. But anyway, not sure we're chasing it right now. If we get a better price there, somewhere up here somewhere, we could look to short that. And what else? ADCHF. That was one, I think, cent. Anyway, that was slightly better price. And that came to the party. So we'll see what happens there. But that's all I got at the moment, guys. As regards trade ideas, a bit quiet. No, there's a couple of fundies coming out this week, but don't think there's any particular major. Retail sales might have an effect. I think it might be tomorrow. I think that. Yeah, I agree, but not about now. I very much agree on that. Is it about now? Looked at earlier on. I suppose you could do on the daily 4 hour. It's holding. Yeah, we can put the stop. Maybe up here somewhere. And where can we put the TP? I put it down here. We should just about squeeze it. It's a bit tight. We might squeeze if we take the TP down to there. So that's about 90 odd. I have to put the stop up here somewhere. Maybe there, somewhere like that. But yeah, I think maybe a 60 pip stop. Again, you might want a better price. I can't make that call. Might jump up a little, might hover around the 57 for a while. It's a bit quiet on the fundamental front as well this week. A couple out, but nothing, not major. No, NZD gapped up simply because of elections there. There's a guy called Luxon who's been voted in centre right. Whenever you get Republican, Conservative, or to right of centre moving into a position of power, voting or whatever, usually get a jump in the stock market. If Labour or Democrats come in or a left person comes in, you usually get a fall off because they're not usually favourable. Then the left usually rather spend money than make it, and the Republicans rather strong on making it, basically. Oversimplification of the political landscape, but generally speaking, that's why. But I think it'll settle down. And as I say, if you're going to be selling the New Zealand dollar, the one you'll be selling will be the Swiss franc on a fundamental basis. Okay. Don't forget, guys. Remember this Israel thing. So you're not really allowed to forget. There's so much on it. But be careful. That could that's it's not sure affect the Swiss franc or whatever, but things like gold, be very careful. It's come off, I expected, rocketed $70 because of the likely invasion to the Gaza Strip there. But and I thought that'd probably get a bit of profit taking pullback. But that was the weekend, opened a bit down, didn't want to get too cute. And I think to join the party now is a bit late. And I am very nervous of it. It's no good looking at your dollar index or anything like that, because I won't tell you anything. It's all about what's happened geopolitically. This is the risk factor, fear factors, with gold. So just if you're tempted, just bear in mind you're taking a big risk buying or selling at the moment, because it is a bit out of your control. Okay. Okay, hi Sam. Simply because it's at the moment it's the strongest currency. It's always been the most stable currency, and also it's got a little bit undervalued the last couple of weeks, and now I think it's starting to come back into the buying level. And Swiss franc is very rarely I want to be on the short side. You'd have to do something pretty drastic in the economy over there for me to short sell the Swiss franc. Either leave it alone or be on the long side of it. And I'm a bit wary of doing the dollar franc and what's the other one, the Canadian franc, because they're fairly strong themselves. I want to get weaker parties. So why don't we do the euro or the GBP? Show what I mean on that. Want to get a better price. I think we're chasing a bit now. It's seeing a bit of a pullback. Been hovering around there. I've taken a couple of trades the last couple of weeks on it, but fairly short. Wait for it. I even moved my stop, waiting for it to break through, and it pounced up, stopped me out. All right, and a profit, didn't lose on it, but it hadn't occurred. Now this time it has occurred on Friday. So if that comes up a bit, then we can sell that down. And I think we can say the same for the euro. Say the same for the euro there. If we get a better price. So keep an eye on those guys. And then we can maybe sell those two down as well. Yep, agreed. Gerard. Okay, so then possible trades, wait to get a decent price. Might risk missing it, but so be it. But see if we get a better price. Not sure again to obtain it, but that's what I'm suggesting we try and do. But if you want to be a bit of ambush and go in earlier on, that's your choice, and I would be totally against it. Okay. All right, hope that sort of makes sense. Yeah, Brent, leave it alone as well. I still think if it starts going above 90, I think they've hinted at the Saudis, that is, of maybe increasing the production, which might stabilize it, maybe lower it a bit. So I'm a little bit nervous at this stage to short it, and a bit even more to buy it. Again, a little bit geopolitical risk on that one. So I think at the moment, till things settle down out there, fair enough. Anyway, coming back to why do trade NZ if we have red news? Just a second. Why do you have if we have red news on it? If we have red news on it, don't know what you mean. No, that's discount to the market. Get the guy voted in, had a bit of a jump, probably settled down a little bit, and I think it might come off from here. I think now that sort of priced it, that, you know, been priced into the action's been priced in. Okay, so I think it's just gonna. I think the Swiss franc will overcome it. That's why, and not too bad technically as well, for sure. But if you want a better price, fair enough. Oh, READ, you mean? I thought you meant red's in the color. Okay. Okay, we're clear on that. Not sure I can add to that. Market as a whole, a bit nervous of it. Rightly or wrongly, I took a short out on the NAS. It's doing quite well, actually, but bit like to put it out just in case. It's been sort of jumping around quite indiscriminately lately. So I did it myself and actually worked out, but that's why I didn't tell you guys about it, because I'm a bit nervous. Yeah, I'm still seeing probably a bit more to jump around, so I'm a little bit nervous as a trade idea at the moment, but I still think there could be some bit more downside. And I think as that war escalates, or they get bodies on the ground over in the Gaza and all sorts of body bags come back, there might be a bit of rattling in the market and it might break through the 15,000, comes a bit further off. So if I had to do it, I'd probably rather be on the short side, but I think probably more prudent just to leave that one alone. Don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's my opinion anyway. Remember, nobody knows. Don't care if you read it in the Forex Factory or on Bloomberg. It's an opinion. Okay. Just that's about it. As I say, it's more of a trading rather than trending week. There are a couple coming out. Don't get me wrong. Check your economic calendar, but it's more of a trading week this week, which in a way is a bit better. Might be a bit slower, but a bit better because you just keep an eye on the price action and do your technicals. So we'll see how that moves along. I say I've only got the one idea today. I don't know if you guys got anything we can discuss. If 4 or 5 people like it, we'll get them sent out. I think you've all got I think everyone been here before. Have you all got the economic calendar? If you haven't, just let me know, and I'll copy and paste the link for you. You need to keep an eye on the economic calendar and the dollar index. I refer to it quite a lot, so I've got the link handy if you want it posted. If you've already got it, it's not much point wasting your time. Okay. Haven't really applied to it, so you've all got it. It's good. Might point it out. There's a couple of new games coming in. Interesting names, I must admit. Okay, Mark, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hang on. You want to buy it at 86.60. Well, it's the neutral zone. It's on a bit of support where it is. I'm very iffy on the euro at the moment, and quite frankly, I'm a bit iffy on the pound as well. Is there anything coming out in the economic calendar on the pound? I thought I saw things already been priced in. Just give me a moment. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, I think tomorrow. Give me a moment. It's tomorrow, to be fair, not today. Some stuff coming out in the euro tomorrow. And the employment rate, it's set, not the euro, sorry, the pound. Be honest, yeah, see, that's coming out. Yeah, that's correct. But be honest, it doesn't blow my hair back this at all. But what's the sign? Look at that indecision on Friday, that candle there. What's it? Moved 28 pips in the entire day. Is that something do you want to be stuck in a traffic jam? You get my point. Total indecision, and the highest, the lowest, and basically went up, came off, went down, went up. And the entire range for the entire day was 28 pips. You know, and then you got to make it about 25 with the cost. So is it worth it? No, I'm not keen. Sorry about that, Marcus. If it breaks up, it could break up further, and I take your point. TP 86.68. Could well get that far up, or even a bit higher. But guess as good as mine at the moment. I think it's probably better fish to fry or keep your money earning interest in your account at the moment. I'm not keen. That's my opinion anyway. But anybody else? I might be alone on this. You guys might think it's a beaut. What do you think, guys? Yeah, go to leave alone. Yeah. So it's a bit negative there. Well, a bit leave it alone, boring, Marcus. But I think you'd rather leave it alone and get stuck and go on the wrong side. At worst, you might be stuck in it for a while, not going anywhere, and then just get frustrated. Yeah. Okay. So leave it alone. That seemed to be the consensus so far. Yeah. I don't know, the euro is a bit iffy at the best of times. I'm not sure I'd buy. I'd sell the euro and the GBP against stronger currencies, but I'm not sure I'd buy one of those two. In fact, actually, matter of fact, I looked at the possibility of buying GBP ORD. But more looked at, didn't like it. Thought might be a possible jump up. Again, indecision candle on Friday. A little bit of price action, but a little bit of price action. But 70 pips better than the other one. But nah, I decided no, it's not enough action there. Yeah, that's just not. Sorry, it's not getting me excited. Not getting my hormones buzzing. Yeah, this one is a possibility. It might get some noise around here. Seems to be the momentum's up at the moment. And don't forget another 50. If it gets up here somewhere and then starts coming off, that to me is more likely scenario. Still a rally, but don't try and buy it up in case it didn't make it. So it's a bit boring, I know, but we'll see how this trade's going. We've got one out here. That's something. Never too bad. So why spoil it by over trading? This is not looking too good, actually. Going up a bit further, eh? But we don't want to spoil by over trade just for the sake of it. So I think we can hang around with this one. Still get some upside action, but the stop loss out of the way. So hopefully it'll be all right. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm seeing. It's not so much going on. I say I'm looking at Disney for a short. Let's have a look at this share. Maybe CDE. Okay, I think there's a possibility of some downside on this one if you can break through the 50 as well. The momentum, in my opinion, is down generally, and Disney on top of it's not one of the strongest ones. So here's, I think, it's a good possibility. Maybe tomorrow we get it. If we get it up here somewhere, stop up here, set it down there, we might get something. That's the only one on the share mark at the moment. Momentum, because the war came off a bit, so I think most of you guys are out of the shares if you took them. You know, the Tesla, what was the other one, NVDA, and the Meta, I don't know, but they all came to the party at a certain extent. Didn't each TP, but they came to the party. And if you didn't like them, you've been out in the profit. So it's not too bad. But it's a bit not that conclusive, yeah. I mean, it's horrible for humanity to affect the war. I know that, but with trading, it doesn't help matters at all when you have these unknowns coming on. And especially the Middle East has always been a problem since the last war, isn't it? And there's so much emotion fly, it's very difficult to get a sort of an objective conversation. Listen to Al Jazeera, and clearly it was all Palestine. Well, Al Jazeera is based in Qatar, so no surprise there. And the other ones, all especially Americans, always obviously take Israel's side. So depends which side of the coin you're on. But it gets a bit emotional, so a bit careful of it. But whatever it is, it sounds more hate crime than anything else. Indiscriminate killing of people is usually a hate crime, yeah. Not much military action. Okay, yeah, so to prepare, it might be a bit quiet, but as long as your trades work out, that should be fine. But if you do see something, I'd be more than grateful to have a look. I think gold is best leave alone, Adam. There's too much geopolitical tensions on gold. It's a fear factor, remember? That's why it shot up $70, because the imminent invasion of the Gaza Strip out in the Middle East. It was handed back to the Palestinians. Remember, in the 6-Day War, it was taken over by the Israelis and they handed it back. But they control the water electricity supply there. So they just shut that down, which clearly it's got about 2 million people in that tiny area, hell of overpopulated. And Israel doesn't want them. And quite frankly, their brothers, the other side of the border in Egypt, don't want either. So it's a bit of a pretty place they're not in at the moment. But yeah, gold will jump mainly on news outside of your control. I'd be a little bit careful playing on that. If that to be the case, not always fair up, but it'd be good because the whole thing in markets try and get a direction. That's why I like Swiss franc. You got a strong currency, so you can work out you got some direction. Just say sideways, wars going out of control, things like that makes it very difficult because it's basically guesswork. And even then, it's not like red or black in the casino. If you get red and you put money on red, it's 100% you've won it. With the ups and downs, all this coming in, I mean, losers could become winners, winners can become losers and change their mind. You know what I mean? Buy and sell it, and suddenly find the buy goes up and then comes off, gets stopped out. The sell goes down, then pops up and gets stopped out on the way up. It's just difficult. Inconclusive, I think the word is. But I think the GBP CHF seems to be holding around there. Sort of going too early. Where's the stop? It's a bit far away up there. That's the problem. Maybe we should wait. Maybe be prudent. I don't know. Might miss it, that syndrome. Missed it last time. CHF JPY is another favorite, but we missed that. I'm not sure I'm going to be buying at these levels either. My main worry, which I'm a bit nervous of, is the JPY. What's the dollar? Yeah, 149.50. If it gets back to 150, they might go and buy again. And they're a little bit worried about it. The traders, that is. So suddenly you're doing very well, and then they suddenly buy a whole tranche of the currency and then strengthen it down here, and you're stopped out like last time. So be a little bit careful the yen at the moment. This one I'm looking for a short. I don't know if you had one, but another one. If again, I hope to get this sort of price here. About 15 pips higher. Not a hell of a long way away, but if we get about 15 pips higher, I think it's a good chance of it. Don't know if you've got the dollar index. You haven't, let me know and I'll copy and paste it. I think most of you got it. If you haven't, let me know. And I'll copy and paste it for you, the link that is. And what's it doing at the moment? Well, it seems to be holding quite nicely. It seems to be moving back up. So, yeah. Maybe get lucky, get better price and sell it down. Yeah. If you get it, do you want to do it? Because if we get a decent risk reward, that's my worry. Where can you put the stop? We can't put it up here somewhere. It's too far. Maybe just above the 10-day. It's about 90 pips. Let's look for the weekly, get a target though. And we're going to target. We have to target down here somewhere. Do you want to find something there or do you want to wait? Not cut and dry. Remember, this goes back to September last year. And we can't do this to TP. That's the problem. Yeah, I think wait. I'm leaning very much on that side. Yeah. Yeah. If you see something like that come out and you get the better price, like just remind us, we're going to have a check it out. We might find something. Okay. Going back to the Euro USD. Did okay on the CPR on that one. I think it hit my round figure target on that one. Or just above. Anyway, I got out of it. Quite a nice profit. I had two trades. One was the CPI straddle trade and the other short. They did quite well on it. Let's see if we can find something there. It seemed to be holding. What's the distance down here? It's only 60 pips. That's the problem. Not a lot on there. If you go to the weekly, yeah, you can, but going back to a year ago, that's the only problem. NZD, USD. We'll go back to AUD, start off. Trying to find something. I don't want to push you though. You keep my feet on the help me keep my feet on the ground. Don't get too excited and jump in too early. But here's a possibility if we can find a TP and the NZD. Yeah, I'd like to do it, say, if we get a bit better. Swiss franc, is anything happening there? Yeah, it seems to be starting to see sellers come in, so maybe I'll come to the party, hopefully. Okay, guys, sorry, a bit boring, but best I can come up with. Anything you want to discuss? Strategies? You've all got the fundamentals, economics, and the dollar index. You all have a calculator. You all know about volumes, get them correct. Don't go in too big. You all know about leverage. Remember, maybe 1,000 rands come out of your account, but 100 to 1 leverage, you're responsible or exposed to 100,000 rand. Don't forget that. Don't forget the exposure, not just the amount come out of your account. Very important. Because had a pretty good week last week. I did actually pretty well out of it. So I want to keep that momentum going. But don't you say suddenly push it for the sake of it. Okay. Anybody there? Celine, Chris, Ebenezer, Edwin, if you get names popped in front of me, like to have a look at, ask questions on, discuss, try and get some value here. Some people do that, actually, Pietro. Yeah, a lot of people don't trade on Monday or Friday. That's not uncommon, that. Yeah. I don't obey those rules because I see someone go for it. But yeah, a lot of people work on that basis. Yeah, that's correct. Talk about it again. I have no problem at all. I'm the down, or I'm already in on the downside. Where's the NAS going wrong with it? NAS. 15,000 seems to be holding. I'm just a bit nervous of it. That's all. All right. Having said that, I'm in. but my stop now is decent enough. I got my stop now, just better than entry, so I'm protected whatever happens. I'm just nervous of it. But I agree with you. I see downside possibility there. And especially the war is not helping the NASDAQ course either. Cause, I mean, not course, cause. So yeah, I do see downside, I agree. Want a wide stop, but the micro you can afford it. Maybe 350 pips stop. And then maybe somewhere down there, maybe anyone keen to do this one with a wide stop? Look at it if you like. Somebody might want to buy it, but I'm not sure about that. But it might bounce. You will need a wide stop. So for goodness sake, let's get a lot of money. Be careful doing on the normal one. I'm a bit afraid, to be honest. Let's look at the RR. Okay. And this is a micro. So you're doing the normal one. You multiply the 0.01 risk by 10. Don't forget that. Put it just above there. And we'll try down here for the TP. Make it around 14.5 if it gets there. So that's not going to work. Have to cheat a bit, bring it down there a bit. That's really cutting it. But I'm not sure I want a tighter stop. If you want a tighter stop down there, you can. It's only a couple of days away, that. So I'd rather have a slightly wider stop. And maybe cut down your risk-reward ratio. But look at about $70 a micro. 700 if you do the normal one. Don't forget that. They're all bloody weird, Gerard. What's the other one? When in May, stay away. But I've done all right in May. You know, it depends on the situation. Okay. Before we do that, should we leave this NAS alone? Anyone want to do it? Nobody? Leave it alone. Okay. Oh, fine. Yeah, well, it's good enough. We'll move on. You're in a EuroCAD short. Quite happy with the short, actually. You think my purse when you're going the right way. You went in at thanks at the top left top there. 1.447. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well bloody done. Yeah, I would say that you would be wanting to short the euro, especially against the Canadian, especially with the strong oil price. Well, that's fine. Of course, I'd definitely be moving the stop. I think you bring it down to 1.44. What's it doing at the moment? Is it bouncing around too much? Look at the shorter term one. Any sellers coming in? Couple of sellers might have a bounce. Yeah, 144. You'll still make a nice profit if you stopped out. Yeah. You agree with that? Or think it's a bit tight? 144, that is. But anyway, well done. I have to say, I agree with the trade. Now, we miss it. I don't know. Maybe we did. I have to say, I do like it. Yeah, I agree on that. Well found, as they say. Okay. I don't know if you heard that, Ebenezer. 1.44, the round figure. And ZD is still on the wrong side, but it's not doing much else. It might come off a bit of luck. Okay, fine. Thanks, Ebenezer. Okay, any strategies you want to go through, look at? We can look at maybe a pair and discuss it together and find out why we'll leave it alone or buy it or sell it. That might be a bit of fun if anyone wants to do that. Because I always get lucky if it gets quiet trying to push a trade, gather, because you get a bit bored or whatever. It's not a trade idea. I wouldn't be chasing it now. I'm just talking to someone who's already taken the trade. But the TP, I think you go down here somewhere. How far is that? Maybe start off with that. Might break through. Start off with that one. About 1.4285, something like that. Insightful war room. I like it. Oh, it's definitely a sell for me as well, but I want to get a decent price. That's the problem I'm having. 4309. We're talking about the Euro CAD, was it? It's okay. If it gets that far down, it might make the 143 on the dot. But yeah, it's good enough. Yeah, I think a bit late. NZDJPY. I think might be a bit late to chase that at the moment. Yeah, you see, my problem, to be honest, like I mentioned here, I'm a bit worried about the yen. Yeah, I'm not totally against the trade. I prefer a better price. My worry is, to be honest, if the yen starts continuing a weaken more, they might come in the back. The government might step in and defend it, and then you get stopped out. That sudden, spike like it did last week or the week before when they did it. So I don't be chasing it now. Yes, it was. I think. Yeah, I didn't sent it out to everybody. I think I might have sent it out actually on my VIP group, and it should be in a profit at the moment. Not much of one, but at least in a profit. That's the major thing. But re-entry now, I'm not so sure. I'm saying I'm nervous the yen. So you're in it, I reckon move your stop, do whatever, hang around, hope it makes it. But if you're in decent profit, it might be worth looking at taking it. Don't get too cute holding on to the yen in case it gets to 150 to the dollar. But I'm not really. I suggest you leave it if you're not in it. I think this and New Zealand momentum is going to start slowing down soon. I think the Swiss franc will kick in. Okay. Anything else like clarification on? And anything you've done the last couple of weeks, you just need a bit of updating on? Remember, it's a forum. We discuss things together. It's not a lecture room. What about you guys? Any comment? Don't forget, bring a pen and paper. Jot it down if you think of a question or whatever. But anything, as long as it don't take too long. And then we'd have to go to the classes for that. But I might be able to, hopefully clarify something for you. I don't much up with Tesla. I think just market momentum. Fears come in, tends to strong, weak. The whole lot seem to come off or the opposite direction. I think it's just market momentum. That's why I think the guy's got the shares there. It should be in a profit. Make sure you modify your stop. Don't take a loss in it. But I think it could possibly be some more momentum to the downside there. So I'm keeping an eye on Disney. If not today, maybe have a go at it tomorrow if we get a decent price. Sell it, that is. Yeah, it's a momentum, hey, yeah. Well, no, Adam, depends on the situation. I'm not sure if it's a pending order. In other words, we say buy NZD JPY at 88.20 or something. That would be, you wouldn't go in a market. Clearly, it's we want to try and get that price, which may or may not occur. I quite like the stops for straddle trade, and sometimes for a break above or below resistance to get it if it does happen on a breakout. But otherwise, the stop limits people unfortunately put in because they see the let's say you want to short NZD JPY at 88.50, and that was a trading signal, and it's 88.60. You're shorting it, you're getting a better price. So you don't want to be using a pending order. Remember, a stop or a limit or a stop or a limit, pending orders. You just go in at market. Just as the price 2 or 3 pips, wouldn't worry about it too much. About 10, 15, 20 pips worse, you might want to say I'll put a buy limit for the or wait for it to retrace or something. That's why it's good to see the pending order. If you know, I think it's a good idea to buy it at this price down here with the cross areas, 88 or something. And it obviously hadn't reached there today. It must be a pending order. You haven't missed the trade, just hadn't. It was a pending order. Yeah, just read that and remember. Yeah. Very, very careful trading fundamentals. Be aware of them. And let's say there's something coming out at 3 o'clock, and it could affect that specific currency. Be aware of it. Maybe wait till it comes out. Leave it alone. But trading fundamentals. Remember, once some action comes out, it's already gets discounted price wise in the market. If they go and drop a bloody great bomb on the Gaza Strip or vice versa, by the time that bomb's exploded, the market's already reacted. So you need to be aware of it, keep yourself informed. Easier said than done, as mentioned. There's a lot of nonsense out there, but trying to trade it, especially you're not the first to hear the news. Institutions get that news first and then pass it out to you. So their big institutional traders already taken a particular action on it. So I would just be aware of it, but I wouldn't try and get too cute trading it. You don't want to forget it's there, Adam. You don't want to forget it's there. So I don't like hanging around it too long. It depends. If you think the ship has sailed, you want to buy this at 88, and looks like it's not going to get there. Even by this afternoon, it's not like get there. You can remove it. We can hang on for another day, but I'm always worried about holding on the penny over 2, 3 days in case a situation changed, something happened, and you've got a buy or sell order sitting in the market might get triggered for a complete change of scenario. So depends on the situation, but if it's a long, if your buy or sell limit is a long way away from it, I think just say the ship has sailed, and then just remove it and just look at it another time. You know, no hard and fast fact on it. Yes, you could. A good point there. Yeah, the GTC is good till cancel. I'm not against it in case it opens up after midnight at a great price and you missed it because the order's been withdrawn. But I think send it for the day. Yeah, and especially just starting your career, trading career, it can fall in the trap. I've done it before myself, so I know. You forget the orders there, and a week later, suddenly see you got a bloody red on the chart. What happened there? Ah, the situation changed. I forgot about the pending order, and it went and got triggered. Now we're going the wrong way because the scenario completely changed from the week ago. So today's good enough. Yeah. Yeah, just repeat that to guys. Careful about trading fundamentals when the news has come out. That was my favorite way of putting it. Guys probably heard before. You drive along the road and suddenly you hear the news, a bomb's gone off from the Persian Gulf. Well, clearly that's going to put the oil price up, supply and demand reasons. By the time you stop the car, hoid out your phone about placing the order, that thing's already bounced. You're too late. In fact, when 9/11 occurred, the speed of the markets, just about as the aircraft hit the World Trade Center, just after it hit, the markets reacted. The spread, just the market maker spread. It's the profit to buy or sell. don't know if you ever gambled for on roulette table. That's what the zero's for. Gives the odds in the favor of the bank by having a zero. And that's where the commission, if you like, just the spread. So in other words, you buy on the buy and you exit on the sell price. If you're selling, you sell there and buy there. That's why whenever you enter a trade, you always see the minus sign. Because if you sold right now this one, you'd be 4 pips down. If you buy right now, well, 3 pips, it turns out, you're about 4 pips down if you buy or sell. You buy at that price on the left has got to get to that to break even. You sell it, that's got to come down to that price to break even. That's called the market maker spread. That's their com, if you like. Okay, no problem, Michael. Good to have you as well, as always. Okay, I hope we're all clear on that. Those things you must know. What leverage is, the pros and cons of leverage, and what margin is. Be kept not being margin called by overexposure, keep enough free margin. What the spread is, not confusing the different ones. It's not a hell of a lot to learn in that area, but they are bullet points, very important points. I was a GBP AUD myself this morning, Ebenezer. I don't know. It could well happen. I look at it. I didn't really blow my hair back, to be honest. The two not that great currencies either at the moment. You see, to me, if you're going to sell it, I'd rather sell it and break below the 100-day or even the 10-day moving average before I was going to sell that. I think I'd wait for more confirmation. If you sell it now, right, by the time it gets there, it's only 20 pips away. You got got a hurdle. There, 50 pips or just under away, you got a hurdle. They say 40 pips away, you got a hurdle. And already, I think there's 1 or 2 buyers coming in already. So, I don't know, it's just better fish to fry. I think it'd even bounce there to go up again. I think a pretty good cause you can make for a buy or a sell on that one. So if I'm going to sell, I'd rather get a break. I'm going to buy. Looked at it for a buy, but wasn't excited. I'm not keen. John Ebenezer, I'm not keen on that one. I'd rather keep the powder dry for a potential somewhere else. Clearly, I don't know what you've got in your account. I'm certainly not going to look it up right now in the middle of a trading room. And so if your account is not really more than about 4 or 5 grand or so, you want to make sure you got enough free margin. If you've got a bigger amount, that's not a concern, of course. But as you say, if you close below the 100-day moving average, you can certainly look at it, as long as we get a confirmation. And we can't say it's not getting fireworks. It's getting some movement. What did you do on Friday? About 80 pips or so, maybe 90 pips or so on Friday. There's enough there to trade, that's for sure. But very decisive then. Looks like it could break through, but we shall see. But the AUD is not that strong either at the moment. And they're not helped by them getting out early in the World Cup, in the round robin, eh? Actually, we'd have sold the New Zealand dollar for short if New Zealand hadn't made it, because I think they'd take a week off in mourning. Well, how many people have reported sick this morning? Yeah, from last night, eh? So keep an eye on the dollar as regards the pound AUD and the euro. Keep an eye on the Swiss franc as regards, of course, the one we're in, if you took it, AUD and euro and GBP. I'm a little bit wary of the yen. Just be a little bit cautious on the yen trades at the moment. So we are scratching a bit, but thanks for helping me scratch. If we can find, we'll definitely go for it. And I missed them before. I'd say quite a lot of trades come out from you guys suggesting them, but I don't want to push it because there's not much happening. Done that before. All this stuff I've done myself, and more of the times out of not. So kick myself afterwards. Okay, anyone look at a strategy of some sort? Want to pick a particular currency? Just have a look at it. We can maybe chat about it and see how we feel. That's a good way of learning. Get some use out of the time because, as I say, it's often usually on a bloody Monday. I might add, you do get days not much happening, and it can drag a bit. Okay, let's have a look at oil. Thing with oil, don't forget, we'll use Brent to either. We'll use Brent. Don't forget, oil is fundamental factors have to be taken account. We can certainly look at oil. Right. First of all, what would you see there? Anybody see there as technicals, a sell to move back down or a buy to move back up? But just be careful. This example is going to be moved around by, as I say, situations happening in the Middle East. Don't forget that. But do you think it's worth buying now, or do you think it's worth selling now? I obviously know my opinion. Must be a bit of a hint. You haven't got to trade on it, so. But what do you guys think, and what reasons would you have for buying or selling it? What would motivate you to put your hard-earned cash on it as a short or a long? What strategy would you come up with? Yeah, the guys in that absolutely. I agree with about the buy on the right side of it. In fact, my last week, my weekly analysis sent out was it gets around about 85 or better to buy it. Absolutely. So quite happy with that. In fact, you should have moved your stop loss. You should be in a profit. Whatever happens, you modify your stop into profit. But I'm talking about going in now. Let's see. If it comes back there, not sure that's correct. Probably a bit better to have the bounce there. If it comes back to about 88 and you get a bounce, depends where you put your stop. Maybe put your stop down there. It's nearly $4 away. Should need at least 6 or 7. You could just, there's a bit of a squeeze taking it there. You'd have to maybe put a slightly tighter stop. There's a possibility if you get a bounce there, yeah. Depending, again, what's happening out there in the big wide world. Yeah, I'd leave it on that. Personally, I definitely would. 88, very well, I'm quite happy. 88, totally happy with that. But right now, I'll be a little bit circumspect. And don't forget, the Saudis have mentioned that they would, if it gets too out of hand, they might open up the taps and steady the price. That's outside your controls. Just be aware of it. Yeah, that's why I'm going to be, and gold the same way. I'm being a little bit careful. You might get lucky, but then you might not. Okay, what has happened to gold now? We're talking about it there. Yeah, not much happening there. Wait for more news coming out. And we got the European markets open, so we can't use that as an excuse. Already open, so it should be trading. It's so quiet at the moment that the guys out there watch the buyers and sellers. That's what we can tell by the price action, and they're cautious to see what's going to happen next before they get too cute. They'll have their computers or whatever set, I suppose, to trigger automatically if something happens. But I wouldn't get too cute with that at the moment. And you're moving on the AUD-CHF. No, still might get a better one. AUD-USD. Well, I want to sell this. It is. I give it to you. It's support, but it's very good support. And getting a decent. No, too far. No, I have to get a better price. very quiet at the moment. They're waiting for the next bit of news coming out, I think. Pretty sideways, a bit quiet, the market. Can't say I'm surprised. Hate it for a trading perspective because you want movement, but I'm surprised it's quite quiet. Okay, any questions? Anything you'd like to go through? Let's set ZDCAD, just saw it there. See if anything happening there. Now, I prefer a breakthrough. So when I look at it, see what I mean? It's just above there. A few still are coming in, but a few bad defended it. That's why I sort of sit on the sidelines. The euro more than the GBP, simply as a bigger economic zone, Celine. But I'm not saying you do a straddle trade on it. Tried a couple times a year. It's just a bit of a damp squib, not much happening. But probably have some effect the pound, but see what happens. But on world markets, probably more the currency. Euro will have definitely a bit more of effect than the pound because it's just bigger. But yeah, not sure we advise a straddle trade on it, put it that way. Not a fan at all, but we'll have a look at it with pleasure. Yeah, rather CPI comes out in the euro than GBP, rather be wary about taking a trade on it till it comes out, but I wouldn't try and trade the actual CPI. Okay, natural gas is coming off a bit. No, it's just boring. But I agree with Long. I do see upside. I've been saying that for a while. It just basically means you could be there for a while. Just bear that in mind, which doesn't matter. You've got a large account. Maybe sit there for 4 or 5 weeks, doesn't harm your trading. You've got plenty of balance to play with. But it just might be quiet. But yeah, I seem to be holding on the 50. Yeah. There's a possible trade there, yeah. How much maybe take it up here. $360 or something. If you get a stop just below the 10-day, if you want to do a shorter term trade, shorter by Nasdaq standards, not Nasdaq, so NGAS standards, but it could take 2 or 3 days to get there. But yeah, if you want to do it, yeah, you know the score. Put your calculator up. We'll get too cute at the TP, but you can if you want. But personally, I don't know. Okay. Not much happening. It's been 50,000 most of the morning so far. I'm looking downside and upside, but if the stop's going to be up there, you're talking literally a heck of a long wide stop, which is affordable on the micro. But yeah, I'm looking for downside, but maybe get a better price. If you're in the Nasdaq, fair enough. I think we had one of those out the other day and did that quite well in the end. Yeah, I think it's possibly a downside on this if we can take it down here. It's a bit of it's only 60 odd pips though. So you're going to have a pretty tight stop to make it worthwhile, maybe above yesterday's or Friday's high, around about there. If you want to do an aggressive trade, yeah. And I want to do an aggressive, possibility of an aggressive trade, yeah. I'm still fairly bullish on all, to be honest. So I'd like the short on that one. Don't want to do an aggressive trade on it. I doubt if we're going to send it out. It's a bit too aggressive for the people who don't fully understand that. But the guy in the trading room do know we're interacting. But yeah, it's a possible downside. But the only thing is, if it's going to get down there, it's only 70 pips away. And we're now, it's about a month ago and it was there. Just bear that in mind. So, a month to do 70 pips is not really, much fun. But yeah, I do see downside, yeah. When I say aggressive, it's tight stop, but I don't think it's very aggressive in volatility. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Still momentum to the upside at the moment. Maybe wait for confirmation. Could get up to there on the hourly chart. Okay. Anyone excited about this one? Even with the tight TP, it might be a while to get there. Oh, if you're already in, that's a different story, yeah. Should be doing okay, actually. Well, not now, it's popped up a bit, but I think it holds, you got your stop loss. Stick with your strategy in already. I won't be buying it, no. But yeah, sorry, guy, but a bit boring, but you see what I mean? It's, if it comes down to here, like Friday, only 50 pips, you can't do it. So you got to really attack these guys down here. And that was, say, a month ago, or just under. Hope you see what I mean by that. Okay. I just put my name down in the meantime. I think a few new people might not have it. Roger Trading Support. Been doing well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't forget he's taking half prop. What do you mean by that? He's cut his position. You can do that. You don't have to hold on and then close the entire trade. You can close part of it if you want. If you've got, let's say, 10 micros, you want to close 5 or 6 of them, you can, and let the rest run. If you don't, I'll show you quickly. It doesn't take long. But you need to be aware you can do it. Yeah, going back to myself there. If you got if you want to take note of that number, I'm allowed to advise you, but please not on demo accounts and not on accounts that are very small. I can't add any value. Don't forget, if you've got 2,500 rand or more, it's important to have some money in your account so you can diversify. You don't have all your eggs in one basket. And then I'll add you to my VIP WhatsApp group. Okay, and just let me know and I'll do that. But yeah, do you all know how to partly take? You know, you don't have to close the tab bloody trade, you know. If you don't know, I'll show it. Don't take long. But if you don't ask, I assume you know, and then no, I don't want to waste your time before you know how to do it. To encourage people to interact, basically. Okay, Adam, do that. Just show your mind there. See, one thing I do there, I don't look at it all the time. I know it's very difficult when you start. In fact, it's incredibly difficult. I get that. But try it after a while. If you get the habit, not staring all the time, because it will play with the head, the ups and downs. So look at one. And D is not so pretty, but the others are. So we'll pick a trade. Something like this will do, okay? Let's say you want to go to the AUD CAD, and you want to, I've got 0.1 is a mini or 10 micros. Let's assume I want to bank some of it. I've already moved my stop into a profit scenario, so I can't lose on that trade. But I think, hang on, there's a bit of noise coming around to that level there. Might go up further. I'm not sure it will, so I'm not going to do that. But let's pretend I want to partially close it. You see where it says the volume there? Just highlight it, then double click. Simple as that. Just double click on it. And instead of clicking on the close button, then you'll close the entire trade. You put the amount you want to close. So let's say you want to close 5 micros, you put in 0.05, and then you click on the close, and that will clearly show where the AUD CAD. This will clearly change to 0.05, and that's about 1,200 bucks. 600 rand will get banked. You get the idea? It's pretty straightforward. Everyone got that? Not one of the nice things, not too complicated. All happy. Okay, all got it. If not, tell me. I'll do it again. It's important you can do it. It's not a great hassle. It's not rocket science, you know. You all good with it? Oh, really? I thought you knew that. Oh, no, of course you did know it because you thought, yeah, okay, I get you. I see what you mean. Beg your pardon, a bit thick there. Sorry. And especially, look, where it's quite useful is you bought it and it's coming up to strong resistance, but it still looks you might get some more up there. But you're getting a bit nervous, it hovers around there. You maybe modify your stop to a profit and maybe take half it off the table, bank it, let the other half run. If you get stopped out, so be it, made a profit in the other half, continuously, at least you're on board, and you know at least some that banked at the higher price. So it's like useful tools to know and have, clearly. Very, 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 very important, Mr. Murray. You said that. The problem is, again, and I did it, we all do, we start. The ups and downs, play with your head, and you see so much red and it props into the blue, and you're so relieved, you take it. So you've been hanging on 50 pips, 60 pips down, 30 pips down, suffering for 2-3 days, pops into 5 or 6 pips in the blue, and you grab it, and then it's now the momentum's changed, and you're not on board. And you took it too quickly. And to say the master against you do that, because if you take your trades, winning trades, you're banking 10 every time, and every time you lose, you're losing 50. You've got to win 5 to break even the one you just lost. So absolutely, that's a very important part. It takes time to actually overcome the psyche of it, because it is. I mean, and that's why I say I don't stare it all the time, because it plays with the head. But to try and give the strategy a chance. No problem. I have no problem modifying, do it all the time myself, but just grabbing it too quick because you see a bit of blue is no. Remember, we can be a day trader, depends on the speed of it. But there's nothing wrong with being several days, even a week or more. If it's doing well, why not? Sorry, I've used it before, but you might find it amusing. I've used marriage. You've been married for 10 years, going incredibly well. You're very happily married. Can you imagine turning around your spouse and saying, let's get divorced? What are you talking about? Let's get divorced. Yeah, why? We've had 2 years of good times. Maybe we'll get 10 years of bad. So preempt, let's go and get divorced. I think she would give you I think she would sort of look at you, or he would look at you, whoever said it, rather strangely. Well, using that rather, hopefully, a slightly amusing anecdote, apply it to trading. Why get off a winner and hold on to a loser? You know what I mean? I'm going to stick with my wife, hate her, she hates me. Good idea. Well, no, it's going on famously. Let's divorce. You see what I mean? Crazy, hey? It slowly ends at DCHF, but it's trying to come down to notice, hey. So it's a bit boring to trade unless you want me to go through stuff, but you do get days like this a bit boring. Might wrap it up a bit early if you like. We'll get some more action tomorrow. But it is very quiet. Sometimes out the Monday, it's deadly quiet, but yeah, just I'm going to put up with. Oh, not halfway. Everybody. There's not a person out there trading that when they start, in fact, probably quite a long time after they started, don't make a large amount of emotional decisions, not always based on the facts. Yeah. I guarantee I did many times. And that's, for me, the best way to get over it, I'll mention it again, it's fairly obvious. Sorry, I'm boring you with it, is make sure your volumes are right and work out before you click the buy or sell button. Say to yourself, be honest with yourself. If I hits the stop loss, can I handle it? If I can, go for it. Now you got your strategy, and it's not going to turn you upside down. It's a stop loss, and then don't look at it all the time. You got your stop, you got the safety net protecting you, and you've written off in your head anyway, so you can handle it. Then you obviously check it to see if there's any time to modify. But staying all the time and panicking is not gonna help. And that's a big cause why people lose on winners. I've had a lot of guys say, I'm not happy with your trades. I look back, so to me, I've used the same trades myself. I haven't done too badly. And I go and look at their history, nearly always have held on to their losses and took the profit too quick. A lot of guys just top up the margin, won't stay with a stop loss, gets close to margin call, put more money in. And can you imagine doing that with your stop loss here on the NZDHF, and you're buying it, and you had your stop loss here, and then you took it out as it came off, put more money in, more money in, more money in. You probably broke by the time it went back up there. I know a lot of guys lost on that, and you can't say it's dangerous or we're bad or anyone's bad. It's not the way to trade it. You've got to have the stop loss, which tell you what is your risk. You don't have a stop loss, you know what volumes to put in. That's how you work it out, where the stop is compared to the entry. Very, very important. I know some pro traders don't use it, but they're very disciplined, and they usually have a horizontal line because they don't like people seeing. Because I mean, once you put it into the market, people can see where it is, but they don't want people to see it. That's their own private business. But they're incredibly disciplined. Have to be that if it does trigger it, they've got to physically get out themselves. And what happens? They're asleep in the middle of the night. It suddenly goes down. They're not. They wait to get out. You know. So it's there for a reason, stopping the loss, not increasing the loss. You know. And a lot of people say, oh, it's getting near to my stop loss. Should I move it? Meaning, should I move it away? Then we stopped out. Well, they're increasing risk by doing that. That's that obvious when you're not emotionally involved. But if you're in a trade, it's hurting, then of course you're not thinking quite as clearly. So yeah, I pushed it a bit because it's so important. So what Ebony wrote helps to hold to winning trades. Yeah. You got in here, you didn't know it's going to go up further or down further or whatever. You've got your stop in a profitable situation anyway, so stop panicking. You know what I mean? And maybe you're taking half off the table, well, you banked half. So if the other gets stopped out, you get a profit on both trades. What a pleasure. And sometimes you can add to a winning trade. Let's say you bought it here and you modified your stop into break even, then you're no risk on that trade. So you went into it again. You're not doubling up. You're only risking on the one trade because the other trade, the risk has been taken out. So you can do it sometimes, buy it again if you see it as a winner. I don't often do that because I think I'm chasing it a bit, but nothing wrong with it. But don't feel you're alone. If most plays ahead, it all does. That's why these sports stars get paid so well, because they can go for a penalty kick out, shootout to win a World Cup. Can you imagine missing a penalty and you're responsible? The whole country will be against you, you know? That's why I get paid. Take that kind of pressure apart from the skill. Okay. Yeah. Not much else I can add, really, to be honest, unless you have got some other stuff you want to inquire about. So it's a bit quiet today, but just accept like the markets. You have all guns firing days and sometimes very quiet days. And you had bad runs as well. And you'd get so despondent. You know, I've had bad runs. I'll have them. We all have bad runs. You think, what am I doing wrong? And other ones, hey, God, I've conquered it. It can't go wrong. You have winning runs and you have ups and downs and you have bad runs. It's life. It mirrors life. If you've got a lot of money, go and invest in a sports psychologist, eh? And NZD is slow, but it's trying to come off. It's not broken even yet, but it's down a few pips, so maybe it'll come right. If you haven't taken the trade and you like it, you're getting a better price, you can go in. Don't put a sell stop in. Go in at market if you like it. Any other questions? Anything else you want to go over? If not, maybe wrap it up. I'm sure you got stuff to do. And catch you tomorrow and hope we get some more action packed. Great stuff. Sneak off and get an ass Kip if you got to bed late because your adrenaline was flying from last night. That was a emotional roller coaster, if ever there was one. Okay, guys, fantastic then. If you're happy with that and everything major, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers. I like cricket, but a 5-day can be boring for some. I follow the game all my life, so I think I understand it. So I can find the longer format quite interesting. But if you, but yeah, compared to a 50-day, it's very different. Yeah, 50 over. I mean, that's correct, Chris. If you haven't taken it, obviously don't double up. If you haven't taken it, slightly better than the recommended entry, about 34, I think it was. Yet, so it's 10 pips above. So you're getting a better price. So if you haven't, go for it. No problem. There you are, Chris. You can hear me speaking there in the car. If you like it, go for it, and you're getting a better price. So you than the actual trade. What a pleasure. Okay, guys. Catch you tomorrow. And thank you very much for encouraging everyone. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thanks for all your contribution. Brilliant.